Yo, what's going on, people? So I wanted to comment on the beef between Tim Pool and Gifted Hater and give my perspective on why I agree 100% with Gifted Hater, despite being a somewhat anti-woke mid-30s washed-up can no longer skate due to severe injury skater.
Freaking out.
Because skateboarding is dying because of wokeness. Not 100% because of wokeness. Skateboarding has had an element of wokeness in it for the whole time. Virtue signaling, clout chasing, join or die mentality of our dominant culture. And that's been the case for skateboarding for a very, very long time.
Tim's claim that skating is dying because of wokeness is some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Yes, there's elements of wokeness within it, DEI types of hires, which ironically Gifted Hater is one of the only people in the industry who calls that sort of thing out. But Tim wouldn't know anything about that because he's probably never even watched an actual Gifted Hater video. Gifted Hater calls out Beatrice, calls out Tyshawn and Nikel, gets labeled a racist for it. Nora says he is problematic in his epically latered episode. I wouldn't exactly label Gifted Hater as being woke in any capacity. I think needing to categorize people with those labels can be stupid and is the exact reason why people think you are lame, Tim.
Wokeness is killing skateboarding, whatever, fine. But he's also saying wokeness has always been in skateboarding. I guess now it's worse than it ever was, and that's why Tim is claiming that the industry is dying.
It's always been woke. You ever heard of CKY2K and Big Brother magazine where they would have a parody of hate mail toward Ed Templeton from Soy Machine? I don't know what planet Tim Pool exists on. I didn't see anything woke in Baker 3 or Really Sorry or Dying to Live, so what the fuck are you talking about? I think skateboarding is largely just apolitical and will always be largely apolitical. I think Cardano saying Jesus is king at the Olympics isn't exactly a sign of wokeness, and Ed Templeton, the wokester himself, sponsored Josh Harmony and is sponsoring Cardano, so I really don't think most skaters really care about each other's belief systems. They just care about the act of skating itself. And using Tim's own logic against him, if skating was always been woke and wokeness kills skating, how did skating ever get big in the first place? How does that make any sense? Tim Pool constantly contradicts himself in his Gifted Hater videos. It's embarrassing. I don't think most skaters are nearly as woke as Tim is claiming them to be. Sure, skateboards exist. Beatrice has her own colorway for Vans, for skating like an 8-year-old boy in 1999, but we also have Japanese chicks front crooking Hollywood 16.
Life, finds a way.
Wokeness has absolutely nothing to do with the economic state of skateboarding. The physical act of skating is the same as it ever was, Tim. Deck brands struggle because in the past there was a few dominant main brands. In today's world, everyone, including their cat, cough cough, Tim Pool, can make a stupid brand and market it through their social media. The market is oversaturated and people can pump out footage every second on Instagram. Very different than the era of 401 and selling Flameboy and D3s to hot moms at your local skate shop. Skating's dying, yet skating is in the Olympics. Japan is having human cloning labs pumping out Jinwoos and Yutos to defeat the Jaw. Japan has the most extreme elimination challenge version of skating, which is super woke, right, Tim? I wouldn't exactly call that dying, Mr. Tim Pool. Compared to when I was a kid, there are maybe 20 times the amount of skate parks everywhere. But yeah, sure, skating's dying and skate parks are vanishing from existence because of wokeness. Hopefully, Tim can act as a savior and save skating from vanishing from the earth with his millions of dollars. I think they should just rename Christ Air to the Tim Pool Air. That'd be sick. And Tim, I would argue that Gifted Hater is more anti-woke than you are if we have to use that label because he isn't engaging in a state of perpetual projection and outright lying, which you are doing. You admit you didn't even watch his videos. That's pathetic. He is just being honest about how uncool you are. Period. End of story. There's nothing more to it. Not getting along with some local skaters and then buying the DEI spot out of revenge and then swinging your dick around proclaiming how cool and righteous you are isn't a likable thing to do. That's called mad tyrant syndrome. No one gives a shit if you're into skating or not. Just let your brand and park speak for itself through the act of skating and doing whoopee cushion tricks and appealing to trends in skating. Stop virtue signaling and proclaiming how skilled and virtuous you are. No one cares if you board slid a 6-stair handrail when you were 20. If you don't agree with Tim and you don't support his park and you don't support his brand, anyone who disagrees is automatically a drug addict, woke, libtard, they, them, communist loser. There's no in between. That's called false dichotomy, Tim. That's fallacious, Tim. I think you're literally having the opposite effect on skate culture than you think you're having or trying to have. You are pushing people away from anti-wokeness with your circus tricks and narcissistic personality disorder. Try to be more like Ricky Glaser, Tim, and then maybe people would like you more because he's kind of just more of a neutral dude. My advice to you, Tim, is stop trying to go after Gifted Hater. He will annihilate you on every level, intellectually, with honesty, and skate-wise, because he is actually good at skateboarding. I know you probably don't know that because you don't do any research into who you're actually talking about. He can jump way, way higher than you, dude. Like, he's sponsored by Jerry Hasu, the original Yuto, so get fucked.
Gifted Hater. And I'll tell you what generally I hear about him.
Mm-hmm. Generally what I hear about this guy, AKA, I'm going to make up whatever the fuck I want.
He has a YouTube following, which are generally haters.
Thanks, guys.
Angry. They attack people. They insult people. If you are not aligned with what they demand, they will incessantly just go after you.
And okay, so like, what do I demand in my fucking YouTube videos?
All hail Gifted Hater. He is the one true God. He must be obeyed. Got news for you, Tim. Skating will always be gatekept to a degree. Skaters will always judge each other, and there will always be cliques of mean girls that are cool and those that are whack. That's just the way it is, Tim. Dylan Reeder was born handsome. Jeff One Song was born with a clown push. And Hang 10 flat ground tricks will always be judged as being whack, especially in a game of skate. You can either accept it or just accept yourself. It's okay, Tim. You can skate too. We don't hate you. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment below. Thank you very much, and bye.
I don't know.